It's time for our community spotlight. And today I've got Dave Bazuska with the United Way of Logan County, and he's going to actually introduce our guest. Hi, Dave.
Hey, good morning, Angie. How are you today?
Absolutely fabulous as always. So what's going on at the United Way and who'd you bring?
Well, we've got Kathy Zeller with us. She's the director of the Recovery Zone of Logan County, which is a peer support center for folks with mental health and or addiction needs. And, you know, one of the things we talked about last month when we were here, Angie, was the idea that we have as the top two identified needs from the 2021 Community Needs Assessment, mental health and substance abuse here in Logan County is the issues that our community faces. And Kathy, your organization serves both of those needs and does so in such incredible ways. Thank you for being with us on the call today. And if you could just share with us a little bit about the services offered there at Recovery Zone.
Good morning. Yeah, thanks for having me. So we provide a whole variety of services from daily groups to one-on-one peer support. And kind of the biggest thing that's been happening lately, peer support's one of those things we've always provided, also called peer navigators. But thanks to United Way funding, along with a recent grant through the Mental Health Board, we've been able to expand that even more. So at any time, we're open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. At any time, someone can walk into our building, just if they need someone to talk to, even if they're, we have people that sometimes are food insecure or are homeless or just need someone to talk to. Basically, for any need, we'll do what we can to help you or connect you to the services, other services that are available in our community. And the newest addition being that one-on-one peer support, where we have those additional peer supporters who are all people in recovery with mental health or a substance use disorder that have found some ways to overcome and have a fulfilling life. And we just want to help the next person do the same.
You know, Kathy, one of the things that has happened over the course of the last couple of years, the number of clients at our behavioral health centers, TCN, Community Health and Wellness Partners, has more than doubled. So folks going to those facilities for clinical care for depression, anxiety, overcoming addictions, that's doubled. And we know that COVID-19 in this past year has been such a difficult year for people in so many ways. And so a peer support center is an opportunity for folks to join with others that are in similar situations, right? You don't have to go through this alone.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The need is overwhelming. And the other thing, we've had this part of us being able to add more peers is part of the process of the therapeutic community realizing that peers play a very valuable role. And we've gotten to the place where it is now in Ohio, insurance covered, Medicaid covered at this time, kind of help that we can provide. So that's made the biggest impact, and that's what's allowed us to increase the number of peers we have that can provide those services. I know that there's a lot of compassion fatigue that can go on as well for our treatment providers. And I think that's another big piece of the puzzle that peers can help provide, because with having that lived experience and having kind of a heart for understanding how difficult it is and how difficult persons can be when, because we understand what it's like. And a lot of times people want to get out of their situation. They don't want to keep isolating. They don't want to keep with using my phone. I'm going to have some notifications pop up and probably pause me every now and then. But a lot of times people don't want to be stuck in the addiction. And we understand that it isn't necessarily that they want to continue, but it's difficult to get out of that situation. So I think that piece where the compassion fatigue, we have a lot, we, just don't experience that as quickly. Of course, at some point we can as peers as well, because what it was like for people dealing with us, but that lived experience plays a big piece.
That's an interesting word that you're using, because I don't think over a year ago we had that word, the fatigue. What did you call it?
Compassion fatigue.
Compassion fatigue. Had you ever heard that before, Dave?
No.
Yeah.
But I get it. It's one of those things where, it is an overwhelming situation for our providers and for counselors. And the neat thing about peer support, Angie, I think, you're talking with someone who's walked the same walk you have, and maybe continues to be in that path. And it's Recovery Zone offers that place to go between your sessions, right? And to find a community of support, a safe place to go, a place to go where you can be, overcoming some of these obstacles and talk through it with others. And the support groups, Kathy, that you have, I mean, Recovery Zone is growing by leaps and bounds in terms of, not just your staff, but the numbers of opportunities that people have to connect.
Right. And, I think that compassion fatigue, Angie, when that started kind of in the treatment world as well, and I think it was with a lot of the overdoses, and, going out and reviving someone and then that same person overdosing again. And I think that's when I know I've heard that word a lot. And I think it's more in the treatment world, and it's some of our first responders and all of those people that are providing so many services. And it's difficult. I know change is difficult for lots of people, but when you see the behaviors that addiction brings, especially, and a lot of times even the behavior of mental health brings, and those barriers to seeing progress, maybe helping someone and not seeing that progress right away, because it's a difficult process to go through. And I think that's the piece that we understand a little better. And yeah, Dave, when you're talking about the groups, some of the groups we do, everything from some mindfulness and meditation groups to education groups on mental health and substance use disorders. Of course, our self-help groups through 12 steps and just understanding all of our different diagnoses that exist in this building, and for the families or anyone else that wants to have a better understanding. We also have some of our community behavioral health providers that do groups here. So we have Community Health and Wellness that does a group here every week. And then we have some fun stuff as well, as we want people to really enjoy this, being able to live again after we find life and recovery, after for lots of people being in a very dark place. So finally, we just resumed our trips last month. Because of COVID, it's made it very difficult with transporting and all the other things, but we've also added an additional vehicle, which has also been, part of the growth, which is amazing, to allow us to start doing those activities, and bingo and music groups, and wellness planning. So we have a pretty diverse types of groups, and we're adding to that continually. We've just added an MAT support group, which is a medicated assisted treatment support group, on Wednesdays at 3:00, which is a newer group that we've not had here before, as well as we'll be adding Smart Recovery, which is another type of recovery in addition to our 12-step and Christ-centered groups.
Kathy, we're on Shine FM. Very faith-based, organization, radio station, a lot of listeners that have deeply rooted faith. Mental health is something that, I think the stigma's being reduced. We have an idea here that we know that faith is a big part of recovery. And, I think that, so there's some that will say, well, gee, shouldn't my faith carry me through dark times, anxiety, depression, but that's not always the case. It's okay to have and to need additional help and support, even beyond our faith, and that faith helps even in a position like recovery zone. It can be a part of one's recovery, correct?
Absolutely. You know, the spirituality piece is huge and a big piece that we do here, as well as work on, you know, relational, spiritual, physical needs and safety. It's so complex, and it's all of those things. And yeah, I think a lot of times that can be something difficult when we struggle. I mean, I have had that, and I love that some of it's just us talking about it. It's kind of having that conversation. I have some of my friends as well that are very strong in their faith that'll be like, hey, you know, I've been struggling today, and I know recently that was really helpful for me. It's like, yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm disconnected or my faith isn't strong.
Right. Sometimes
it's just that you know, it's a part of the process, and sometimes that grows us stronger in our faith as well. And I think that's why we need each other, and it's the idea of you know, those having support groups that we talk about. You know, me too. You know, that I've been experiencing that too, and I'm not alone. And I think if there's one thing that we really want to share here is, you know, that you're not alone. And yeah, and we just try to, you know, meet every person who comes in where they are. And that's another piece with having kind of our expanded diverse group. We now have persons that are peer supporters, and we've covered now, I realize, 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. So, and males and females, and mental health and substance use. And that some of those other things that our peers are able to provide is help with any of the barriers that someone has when they get into recovery or searching for recovery, which is also housing, being in a safe place, having transportation, getting to treatment, knowing where the other places to find help are. And we really we never want to be someone's complete support system, you know, but encourage that along with us, that there's other support groups that they're involved in. So we try to stay connected to all those support groups and refer people as well.
Angie, it's amazing how much help is available in our community for folks needing assistance. If you're just, you know, having depression, anxiety, addicted to something, you're trying to get off. And like I said, sometimes we feel like our faith could and should be enough, but sometimes it's God wanting us to walk with others, right? We bear one another's burdens, help others carry their crosses. And that's a part of what happens at Recovery Zone.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
So how does anybody get more information or who can come, and give us some little feedback about what's the next steps?
Anyone is welcome to come, whether you're a person that's struggling with mental health, substance use, trauma. It's kind of if you're struggling at all, you're welcome to come. If we don't provide the services here, we'll connect you with our many community agencies that do. And we have our Facebook page, our website, and Angie, I'm not sure if you're able to share that document now. So on our Facebook page, on our cover photo, which is Recovery Zone of Logan County, our cover photo is always our newest schedule. It has all of our numbers, including, so our warm peer line is located at the top. That's also a new addition. That line will ring several of our peers. So if you're not able to reach us on the building phone, since we're here limited hours, and instead of providing just a couple of cell phone numbers, that warm peer line, which is 937-210-9003, located at the top there, is a number you can call. I'm not sure if you can kind of zoom in on that. This information is located on our door. We're at 440 South St. Paris Street, just east of the Ratliff Park. And we do also have a recovery center in Urbana as well. And so between that and our webpage, you know, I'm not sure that the webpage is on that that sheet. But also, you know, our signs now, we've gotten some new signs that include that warm peer line. So we encourage people just to call that number. If nothing else, it will get you connected to someone. Someone should always be answering that number.
Fantastic. All right. Thanks, Kathy, for coming and giving us information about Recovery Zone.
Thank you.
And Dave, what's going on at United Way?
Well, just this week, Angie, our Student United Way, that's our Youth Allocations Committee. It's high school students, juniors and seniors from all of the Logan County high schools convened for the third time this school year, and they developed the criteria by which they would like to spend their $20,000. It's like reality TV show. You put
and you gave this to kids?
teenagers in a room, give them $24,000 and see how they want to spend it, right?
Right.
And, now, they're not going to spend it on pizza and video games, though. They have decided, they know that the biggest needs is, because we've been teaching them all about this, are mental health and substance abuse. We've got financial literacy. They've got the idea of healthy living that they want to address as well. And on our website, any school, any teacher, any organization, any government agency, any church that serves youth in Logan County can apply for a piece of their $20,000 between now and April 20th. And by the end of May, they will figure out how to allocate those dollars. In fact, at our May meeting, we'll be going to Recovery Zone so the kids can learn more about Kathy's programming there in the mental health realm with peer support. This past week, they went to the Logan County Jail and saw all of the insights about what happens there with crime, drug prevention, and things along those lines in our community. Earlier this year, they got a chance to do one of the Second Harvest Food Bank food distribution. So the idea is they are learning about, you know, some of the social service needs that we have in the community, and they've provided us with incredible feedback on how these needs impact youth in our community, and have given us ideas on how we can better serve their population. And I think that there's a lot of great give and take, but now they've got that 20,000 that they want to give away. So again, our website, uwlogan.org, you can get on there and apply for the Youth Allocations Grant and get your project idea to us by April 20th. And it could be a recipient of some funds from the United Way campaign.
Well, fantastic. Well, that was it, you guys. It's been fantastic and very educational. And Kathy, thank you so much for coming out and well, jumping on the Zoom and giving us all that great information. And Dave, people can find information about Recovery Zone on your website as well, right?
You bet. uwlogan.org. You can also call 211 any time of the day or night. You'll get connected. 211 is the 24/7 information and referral hotline that serves Logan County and beyond. So if you're on the Shine FM listening audience beyond the Logan County, call 211 and you'll get connected to resources in your neighborhood.
That's good, because that 211 is so much easier, you know, because otherwise we'd have to find the website and the Facebook page and the phone number, but 211 gives it all to you right there.
They got it all, 211.
All right. Thanks for joining me for my community spotlight with the United Way of Logan County and the Recovery Zone of Logan County. Guys, thank you so much.
You bet.